What is going on, all you lovely ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys just got here from part one, which was which was actually watching the music videos for Mic Drop by BTS, because today we're going to be breaking it down from the set dresser slash carpenter slash art director viewpoint of things. There's a lot of really cool things in this video. One thing in particular, I think you guys know, kind of had a bit of an effect on the scene, so we're gonna definitely check that out as well. But first, we're gonna start in straight up onto the behind the scenes video, because it had a really great clips and easy little things to see. So here we go. One of the earliest shots that they show us in the behind the scenes is this pretty interesting, like, back office type of a situation they got going on. It looks like there's a lot of recording equipment in there, which is kind of cool because it leads me to wonder. There's cameras in the background. You can kind of see them right over here. There's a whole bunch of cameras, right? That I think they're all filming. But then there's the ones that are also in the background. I wonder, are they filming as well, or are they just in there as props? If they're just in there as props, then that means that the art department took care of it. They got them. They rented the cameras and got them all into place. And if not, that's a lot of cameras for the camera department to have. Cameras are really expensive. They are very, very expensive. Like, I'm talking like 10 G's American US dollars if per camera, at least. That's on like the lower end of things. So it looks like they have the camera rigged up here. So I imagine it's probably they're filming it so that these are all prop cameras as well. Either way, this room, not that big of a setup. It looks like a lot of stuff, which in fairness it is, but it's all simple office props and such. Pretty quick setup, pretty easy for the most part to actually put together. It just looks a lot more complicated than it really is. All right, so we got a freeze frame here. This one, such a cool shot that they were doing here. Just really, it's just extra. It's fun. And you also get to have a stunt coordinator on set, because anytime they're rigging up talent onto ropes, you have to get yourself a stunt coordinator. And I wonder if the stunt coordinator is the one who brought into this table. Otherwise, this is a really, really long table. I say that because typically in the middle you could tell that there'd be two tables, because there'd be two sets of legs there. So I'm wondering, it must be a custom built table by the art department there. But it also has to be strong enough in order to hold up our boys up on here, you know? So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little setup. It's really simple. It's just all black background. But either way, still a really dope shot. I mean, let's say this, it makes for an amazing shots for it. A lot of the shots in this video are kind of like just on black and white screens, in fairness. So for the art department, there's really not all that much going on if you're really looking at things. Okay, so this is what they're going for here. This is a big interrogation room. To be honest with you, I don't actually know if they really have these anymore, or if like police departments actually do like group interrogations. However, it's another simple thing. They actually repurposed that table that they were standing on just a second ago. I'm just realizing it now as I'm looking at it. And then all those microphones, props. They come with the wires with them. They're pretty easy to rent. They're not that expensive. The only bad part is that there's a lot of them, so you just got to make sure to keep track of how many there are and make sure you have your count on them. It's pretty simple, but it can be tough at points too. Then with these white walls and stuff in the background, there's actually pretty fun ways to put on little bits of stain. Some people like to use like a very light amount of spray paint or stuff like that. You can also literally just take coffee grounds, like wet coffee grounds, and just rub them against the wall. However, then you kind of get streaks. So for this kind of stuff, if this wasn't like, I think this is a set that they made as well. So I'm imagining they just kind of sprayed some stuff on there just to lightly make it look like it's rusted. I've done that with paint cans before. I've done it with like old gasoline, like metal containers and stuff, where we have to buy them brand new, but we need to make them look really old. So for the most part, what we'll do is we'll take it and we'll just like hit it with like a hammer or something. I'll throw it around outside. I'll take it on the street and just beat the crap out of it. And then I just put a little bit of brown spray paint on it, and bada boom, bada bing. Looks like it's an old rusted can that's been through it. You know what I'm saying? So for this kind of stuff, it's definitely really, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. So this one, I'm having a little bit of trouble finding a solid image of them here. But this set in the background is just a prison. You know, for the most part, prisons are more or less pretty bland. There's not much signage and stuff going on there. It's just pretty flat in colors and whatnot. So going with the two colors, you know, the bottom blue and then like the top like beige-ish or like a dirty white. It's more or less what a prison would look like. So like I was saying in every single video I've done so far, simple isn't a bad thing. It's definitely not. It definitely has its benefits. And you definitely get to see it here as well. It's a simple build, but it makes for a good thing. And then also at the same time too, another thing that people don't think about is when the background's too busy, it can take eyes away from the performers. So it is generally a good thing to not have that many things in the background. And now to the big bad fires. So actually, let's take a look at this real quick. I'll say this, man. BTS, they love their fire. They really do. They love having fires. They love burning things on their music videos. And wasn't fully expecting it to be like that for this, but you know, regardless, it is it's on fire. They got a car upside down on fire. Yeah, you can rent cars like this that are basically useless cars that are literally made for shots like this. They're made for wreck shots. They're made for, well, they're not made for it, but like they're old cars that don't work anymore, that they kind of scrap all the engines and all that kind of stuff that would actually blow up if you were to light it on fire. And it's basically the bare bones of a car. And you rent those and then you can flip them upside down and light them on fire. For the most part, it looks like they just dumped some gas on top of the car, it would look like, and just lit it on fire. Anytime that you have a fire on set, you need to have a fire marshal. And then in just a minute, we're going to look at that explosion. And that means that they had a demolitions expert on set as well. So that's pretty dang cool. And then actually, it's cool that they put this shot in here, because a lot of people don't realize is like you can, when you have a gas fire like this, just dumping water on it's not going to work. So you need to put some sort of like sand or dirt or even gravel or anything like that, or even kitty litter they've used before. I'm just going to show you it real quick. They really quickly, they dump some onto the fire that's on the floor, and you get to see it real fast. See, he just threw a little handful of it onto it. Obviously not completely knocking out the fire right there, but when they had to eventually close down the set, they had to do that. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see that explosion, huh? This explosion caught me off guard so bad. And I will say, the fact that they did an explosion on a road like this, it makes me wonder if these are like private roads that they have here, or if they actually rented out public roads. Because the thing is you can actually rent out a road, and you have to rent out the police in order to block it. At least you do that here in the US. I'm not quite sure how it works in Korea. But yeah, you can rent out a road and then the police will block it. The rules go typically with traffic is that you can block traffic for 5 minutes at a time. And then after that 5 minutes, or shoot, is it 3 minutes? No, it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes at a time. Yeah. You can block traffic for 5 minutes at a time. And then you have to let traffic flow for another few minutes. So it's kind of an annoying thing filming on an open street. So I imagine they probably had to do this on a private street. There's no way that they had an explosion set up. I mean, let me say this again. I don't know how things work in Korea in terms of this kind of stuff, so I can't say for sure if they actually had this or not. But yeah, man, it's a really cool shot. It's super cool. And I think the only real set dressing that you would see in a scene like this is, if you notice, these two police cars here aren't police cars. They're just black cars. So I'm pretty sure the only police car, or the only set dressing done, is that you can actually get those police lights and just clip them onto a car, and I'm pretty sure that's what they did for this shot here too. Actually, another thing you'll notice too is that there's no front license plate on that car. I don't know if Korea has front and back license plates. I know some countries don't do that, but here in the US, a lot of the times they'll just take off license plates, or they'll put on fake ones for different shots as well. But still, damn, this is a cool music video. Guys, that's it for me. I don't have anything else to say about this, guys. So, at the end of the day, BTS still knows how to make some pretty dope videos. Their crew is so good at what they do. Actually, before we get going, I did have an awesome question as well. They didn't really want to be shouted out. They just wanted me to talk about it. But they're asking about if there is a lot of overlap between departments in terms of collaboration and such. So, in terms of, like, they're asking about if art has to, like, talk with wardrobe to see if the clothes are matching and whatnot. And what I will say is that there is a person in the arts department. They're usually the big boss of the art department. They're called the production designer. They're going to be the ones who are going to be talking with the producers and the directors and all the other higher-ups and the other heads of the departments in film. Right before anything actually happens, they're going to be going over the storyboards. They're going to be going over the ideas, the thoughts of what they want this whole thing to look like. So, in fact, there's a huge amount of collaboration. But then once we get to actual, like, building sets or getting your costumes ready or getting the equipment ready or any of that kind of stuff, then they kind of disband and go to their own departments, and they make the decisions that they got to make over there. But it all starts with the collaboration from the top. So when they have these outfits, so in this one, they're kind of looking like they were doing like a rider or slash like looter, or, you know, something along that line. I'm probably messing up the right word for it, but they have that kind of a theme going on. But at the same time, they're in prison or they're at a riot or whatever, which it works, you know? So they definitely talked about that at the very top of it, at the very start of the project, in order for when the actual work is getting done, it's just smooth sailing. You know what I'm saying? So yes, every single department does work together in collaboration at some point or another. Everybody's in cooperation to make a video come out. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got for you guys today. Have a great week. I love you. Stay aggressively positive. And like I've said every other time, make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. This has been such a huge blessing in my life, and I can't appreciate you guys any more than I do. And I just want to keep making videos. I'm having an absolute blast doing it. So even if I'm dead tired, I still want to make videos because it's worth it. It's fun. And also, I'm really loving the music you guys recommend. It's been really fun. So keep recommending stuff. Keep being awesome. Keep being the beautiful people that you are. And yeah, we will catch you on the next one. I love you. Stay aggressively positive. Bye.